Cat Lady is a card drafting and set collection game for 2 to 4 players. It plays in about 15 to 30 minutes, and in Cat Lady, players are drafting cats, food, and a variety of other accessories in order to compete to see who can get the most points. Let me show you how it's played. So the game is very quick and easy to set up. I've gone ahead and shuffled the starting deck and dealt out these cards. So we start by dealing out 9 cards in a 3x3 grid. We also have our food cubes up here, our victory point tokens, our cat token, and the stray cats. I'll explain a bit more about those later. So the first player starts by taking any row or column of 3 cards. So let's say I start by taking this column here. I would then replace it with 3 new cards off the top of the deck. And then I would take this cat token and put it in line with the row or column I took, signifying that the next player cannot take that. So the next player would then take any row or column aside from the one blocked by the cat token, and play would continue in a clockwise fashion like that until we no longer have enough cards in the deck to refill the board, at which point we would count the final points. So you're probably wondering what happens to the cards once you've drafted them off the table. I'll do a quick overview of each of the card types and how they work. So first we'll start with the cats. Here's Sir Cuddleface. He needs 2 milk to be fully fed at the end of the game, and if you fully feed him, he gets you 4 victory points. A partially fed cat is worth nothing. They starve and will get you -2 points at the end. We also have Pablo Picasso, Belle, just for example. So again, the feeding requirements at the bottom, the points they get you, and in the top left corner there's a letter signifying the color. There are multicolored cats in the game. The cat cards, once you take them, stay in front of you, and all players can see all other players' cats throughout the game. Next, we have the food cards. Milk, chicken, tuna, there's 2 times for all the different food types, and then we have a wild. These ones, once they're taken off the table, are immediately discarded, and then the players take corresponding food cubes. The food cubes will then stay in front of you, and you can kind of shuffle them around to decide where they're going to go, and you only have to decide what food is used to feed which cats at the very end of the game. Next, we have these lost cat cards. So either at the beginning of your turn or at the end of your turn after you've taken your row or column off the board, you can discard 2 lost cat cards to either take a 2 victory point token or to gain one of the stray cats. So now the stray cats, these are all dealt out at the beginning of the game. You deal out 3 from a deck of 13, and those are the only 3 stray cats that will be available for the entire game. The stray cats usually have some sort of unique ability. I'll just show you a couple real quick. For example, we have Elliot, who is worth 2 points for each black cat that you feed at the end of the game. We also have Sweetheart. Sweetheart is all colors and gets you 5 points. As you can see, B, O, and W, black, orange, and white. So next we have costumes, like the pirate and superhero. So the names and the drawings are just purely for aesthetics or flavor. At the end of the game, all players compare costume cards from their hands, and the player with the most costumes gets 6 victory points, and if you got no costumes, you get -2. So you want to make sure you always have at least 1 in your hand by the end of the game. Then we'll move on to toys. Scratching Post, Feather Wand, Cat Tower, and there's a couple others. These also remain in your hand throughout the game. At the end of the game, you get points if you have a unique set. So let's say you have all 5 separate toys, you would get 12 points. If I ended with just these 3, I would get 5 points. Let's say I had these 3 and another Scratching Post and another Feather Wand. This set would of course still get me the 5, and then for the other 2 I would get 3 for that separate set since they aren't unique. So these final 2 cards are the most rare in the deck. We'll start with the spray bottle. After you take it off the board, it remains in your hand until you decide to use it. At any point at either the beginning or end of your turn, you can even use this after you've taken a row or column, you can discard a spray bottle to move the cat token in order to either unblock something that you want to take that round, or to shift the cat token after you've revealed the new set of cards. Finally, we have Catnip, which is our endgame multiplier. So you keep these in your hand as well till the final scoring takes place. At the end of the game, if you have 1 catnip, you get -2 victory points. If you have 2 or 3 catnip cards, you get 1 victory point for every cat you fed. Or if you have 4, you get 2 points for every cat you fed. So if you're grabbing catnip cards, you want to be feeding a lot of cats. So for the final scoring, we would essentially just count up our points for things like cats and the toys and catnip and such that we've gone over. One final scoring rule to note is whichever player has the most leftover unused cat food ends the game with an additional -2 points, sort of as a punishment for letting food go to waste. And that's how you play Cat Lady. If you'd like to know more about our thoughts, make sure to check out our video and written reviews. And to stay up to date on all the latest from All You Can Board, hit that subscribe button and visit us at allyoucanboard.com. Thanks for watching.